A Space for the Unbound is a visually stunning and emotionally engaging adventure game developed by Mojikin Studio. The game surrounds Atma and his girlfriend Raya, as the game chronicles their adventures within the town they live in. The game takes place in the 90s, in a small rural town in Indonesia. The story itself is a heartfelt and well-written story, with characters that are well-rounded and easy to understand their struggles. The game's story does feature a lot of difficult to talk about subjects, so if you're not prepared, then it may be difficult for you to play this game. I did very much enjoy the story, though it is quite difficult to talk about it without getting into spoiler territory. What I can talk about, however, is the world. There's plenty of places to explore, and plenty of characters to talk to. Every character has something interesting to say, even if it's not entirely useful. There's also an abundance of cats you can pet. Some of those cats you can name yourself. Now, this is the part where I talk about gameplay. You may have gotten the impression that this is some sort of visual novel. This is definitely an adventure game through and through. You explore the world around you, and of course at certain points you will need to solve puzzles. One major gameplay innovation is the ability to do what's called a space dive, the ability to enter one's psyche, allowing you to get a better insight as to who they are, what they want, and what problems plague them at the moment, and potentially help them. The game's art direction and art style looks, simply put, gorgeous. The game's art direction shines its brightest when depicting surreal elements, but even the more normal elements of the game looks great as well. Another major point for this game that I don't really see talked about all that much in these sort of games is the cinematography. It's kind of an unusual thing to talk about in a 2D video game. It makes the game feel so much more dynamic, especially during important parts of the game. It's an aspect of storytelling that's completely underrated, especially in the world of video gaming. And I'm glad more story-based games are taking up this idea of great cinematography. Even without a whole lot of movement, these cutscenes amplify the intensity of some of these cutscenes, and the story feels more dynamic as a result. The game's soundtrack is superb. Each track accentuates the scene that they're played in, and there's never a moment when there's unfitting music during an unfitting scene. The soundtrack is so good it's worth listening to all on its own, even without playing the game. If you like high-tech lowlife, you should check out the rest of my channel. And if you like the rest of my channel, you should like, subscribe, and spread the good gospel of high-tech lowlife. Furthermore, we have a community Discord server. There's a link in the description down below. Check us out.